Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Rayge, and we are back today with an overview here of my Cosmic Crucible season so far. This is the highest I've accomplished, guys, in Platinum 3 at roughly 140 million TCP. So, been battling a lot of folks that are much significantly higher than myself in just overall power, especially. I feel like I'm in a bracket where there are a lot of spenders, and even whales like punching up against accounts that have been 200 million plus. So it's definitely been fun and interesting. But also, guys, I wanted to share this update for you because I was able to get to Platinum 3 here, as you can see. Let me just show you in the league. I was able to get to this stage without Accursed, without the Starjamz team, and also without Phoenix Force. If you guys have been following my account, you know that I'm free to play. Usually, with my focus anyways, it's been on raid teams in addition to arena teams. So that's really where my attention has been. But obviously, when there's resources and my budget allows me for building up some of these relevant characters, I can take advantage of that. But in the meantime, guys, I wanted to share this insight with you for those of you that are also more raid and arena focused, that we can still actually climb our way up in Cosmic Crucible with good strategy and good team synergies depending on what we're up against. So let me show you my defense here. And guys, this is, by the way, not my final defense here. I've made a couple of changes, but this is just to give you a sense of how I situate my defense, because for me, it is more about the efficiency, right? Because I don't have those big teams like Accursed and as well as the Starjamz and Phoenix Force, I do have to focus more on the offense side of things. So then that means for defense, it's going to be pretty scarce as it is. But the good news is that some of these team synergies still allow me to pull some of the best opponent teams off of their offense. And that way I can still result in being an efficiency battle. But just, again, let me show you the receipts here, guys. This is everything I have right now for Accursed, Starjamz, and Phoenix Force. And as you saw, we were able to land and achieve the Platinum 3, the highest we've ever been in our account. And really, the only characters I built up here at Gear 220 is Mortal and Lilandra, because they were required for Age of X. No, sorry, not Mortal specifically, but he worked for me when I was going through it. And this was before Hellfire Club was announced. So it would have been nice if I could have brought in another character, but it is what it is. And as you can see here, we don't have any of the Starjamz built up, with the exception of Lilandra, and then obviously Accursed is on the back burner as well. But this is also how I save a lot of gold and resources, and that's why I play the way I play, because it allows me to thrive in the other game modes that I need to, which are mandatory, like raids and obviously arena for generating power cores every single day. So now let's talk about some of the defenses I use here. And again, guys, this is not a final list because I do switch this up depending on the matchups and whatnot, but it just, once again, gives you a sense. I really like Thunderbolts on Room 1 because they've been able to allow that striker additional damage with Glass Cannon. It's been fun. It's been interesting to see how a lot of opponents get stumped by this. I know it's actually a really easily counterable team, but some folks may not be aware of it, so that's why I like putting it there. And that striker ISO 8 is kind of a curveball sometimes. With Orcus on the Blood Transfusion, to be honest, actually from Rooms 2 to Room 6, I don't feel like the room bonuses really do much. So it's more about countering the team. So we have Orcus, we have Illuminati with Quasar. Quasar helps a little bit with the Legends passive bonuses there. As you can see, he gains additional base stats as well as ally turn, gaining assist, and also spreading pauses to adjacent. That's been nice. Illuminati has a boatload of buffs, so he really thrives with that. This one has been interesting because it pulls a lot of good teams on it, which I really like, especially when I'm trying to outbattle my opponent from an efficiency standpoint. And then we also have Astral in the Mutant Double. Vigilante, one of my best raid teams here, situated on defense. And this one's been cool because obviously you can counter it with Vigilante, but it's been interesting to see how some of my opponents don't recognize that, or maybe they underestimate how strong Vigilante is as well. And lastly, we do have my Night Stalkers team, a little bit lighter than the other teams, but their strong synergy, and we had Blade and Oath being brought up for Age of X. So as you guys can see here, the majority of my teams on defense, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4 out of the 6 teams are my raid teams, right? So what does that look like now for offense, and how exactly do I gain efficiencies? Well, the magic is all with the Mystic, the mythic tunes that we have access to. But I do want to talk a little bit quickly on some of the big value plays that I have. So a little bit of savings that you can make, of course. Again, because I try to min-max as much as I can, but obviously I recognize team synergies are also really, really good in countering. So I have here my Cabal team. Again, still would recommend building them up because you can use them for 2 legendary events in both Old Man Logan and Shadow King. But I like how you can save a bit with Titania because she doesn't need to be built up to actually allow for the passive bonuses, obviously, to thrive with Cabal, and then give that additional support to Kang, who's also at Gear 219. So this team right here, this first one, is probably my best value team. It can punch up 3.5 million plus, so it can beat a 6 million defense, which is absolutely crazy to see, guys. It's really awesome when you can see that score and efficiency coming from such a low power team. We have Immortal X-Men revised now, Rachel Summers being part of Hellfire Club, so again, that Ray team bonus actually being applicable here. And I saved a bit with Polaris because I've never really built her up in the past, but because of them allowing Immortal X-Men to be a Crucible-centered team, it's really cool to see this team, guys. They also can punch up like 2 million plus as well, depending on the matchup, so I really like that. Fantastic Four, I only have the 3-piece of Fantastic built up, so that obviously leaves us with Reed, Franklin, and as well as Sue Storm, and my goodness, they can punch up a lot, guys, depending on the matchups and whatnot, depending on who you situate in those other 2 slots. Really, really good value, and again, easily one of the best teams in the game if you have the full 5-piece, but for myself, I focus on the arena side of things, and I skip the Thing as well as Torch, because, again, I have to min-max everything with me being free to play, and trying to pick my battles where I can, but that's why I said, you know, it's crazy that we've gotten this far in Platinum 3, to Platinum 3, without even needing some of those meta Accursed and as well as Starjamz teams to take down some of those big defenses, because we have some of these strong mythic options. And speaking of which, right, Skrull, Apocalypse, Mephisto, Odin, Xavier, some of these characters are on defense. Again, I don't want to review everything because obviously if I do that, it also takes away from my competitive advantage that I have trying to out-battle opponents that are 50% bigger than my roster, right? So I will say this though, having Xavier unlocked at such a low TCP for myself is definitely an X factor. I don't think a lot of opponents expect me to have Xavier, so he's used on the offense for me, and he's a very, very big piece for me to take down some of the biggest defenses that we are always up against. So Liberty, value from Age of X. So obviously 3 of them at Gear 20 really humps. Captain Sam at Gear 19, and I can synergize different characters like Mythic Tunes to give me value there. The 3-piece of Annihilators that I built up in the X arena meta before Fantastic Four. This 3-piece still does really, really good work. And then lastly, we do have this mixture here. This is not a team per se. This is just more so different characters that I slot in and out depending on the matchup. So Black Knight, Old Man Logan, Kahori, Null to counter characters like Mephisto and APOC was massive. And then we recently got the red on Blastar, which is really, really awesome because now he's stronger. I haven't tested it out yet, but he was already giving a lot of value before, even at his lower yellow stars. So I'm excited to see how this is going to translate now. And then aside from that, guys, as I said earlier, my game plan is going to be building up the Sinister Six a bit because we have Insidious coming in. So that's going to be a really good X factor for myself as another offensive option. In the meantime, you know, I can see the value of both Accursed and Starjamz, but like you said, with Insidious coming around the corner, and we don't know if there's another Mystic Ray team coming yet, I have to be ready to pivot where need be. So there you guys have it. That is a snapshot of all the teams I utilized fully for Cosmic Crucible. There's a couple of tunes I've excluded because maybe they can be used in certain situations, but again, they're not usually part of the common mix. So hope this helps you guys out. Hopefully, if you're like myself, also working your way up in Platinum, this can give you some insight that you don't necessarily need to build the top Crucible teams to be successful, but at the same time, obviously, if you have resources and whatnot, they can definitely add some extra offensive edge on top of already what we've already unlocked in the game. Hope this helps you guys out. Thank you for your time as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.